Imagine being so rich that you could buy anything you want. A huge palace, a massive army, a fleet of ships, hundreds of wives, thousands of slaves, and tons of gold. Sounds like a fantasy, right? Well, for one man in history, this was his reality. His name was Mansa Musa, and he was the richest man who ever lived. Mansa Musa was the ruler of the Mali Empire in West Africa in the 14th century, and he had a fortune that was estimated to be worth over $400 billion in today's money. That's more than Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates combined. But how did he become so wealthy and powerful? And how did he spend his money? And what can we learn from his life and legacy? In this video, I'm going to tell you the incredible story of Mansa Musa, and how he lived a luxurious lifestyle like no other. Mansa Musa inherited a kingdom that was already rich in gold and salt, two of the most valuable commodities in the medieval world. He expanded his empire by conquering neighboring lands and controlling the trade routes that connected Africa, Europe, and Asia. He also embraced Islam and made a pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324, which brought him fame and respect in the Muslim world. On his way to Mecca, he passed through Egypt, where he stunned everyone with his generosity and extravagance. He gave away so much gold that he caused inflation and devalued the currency for years. He also brought back scholars, artists, and architects from the Middle East and North Africa, who helped him transform his capital city of Timbuktu into a center of learning and culture. Mansa Musa lived a life of luxury that was unmatched by anyone in history. He had a huge palace, a massive army, and a fleet of ships. He wore fine clothes, jewels, and perfumes. He had hundreds of wives and concubines, and thousands of slaves and servants. He hosted lavish feasts and festivals, and gave away gifts and charity to the poor and the needy. He also built mosques, schools, libraries, and hospitals throughout his empire, and supported the development of science, art, literature, and law. He was a visionary leader, a devout Muslim, and a generous patron. Let's take a closer look at some of the aspects of Mansa Musa's luxurious lifestyle, and how he displayed his wealth and power to the world. His palace, Mansa Musa's palace, was a marvel of architecture and engineering. It was made of stone, wood, and clay, and decorated with gold, silver, and precious stones. It had many rooms, courtyards, gardens, and fountains. It also had a large mosque, a library, and a treasury. Mansa Musa's palace was the envy of many kings and emperors, and it was a symbol of his authority and prestige. His army, Mansa Musa's army, was one of the largest and strongest in the world. He had over 200,000 soldiers, equipped with swords, spears, bows, and arrows. He also had a cavalry of 40,000 horses, and a navy of 2,000 ships. Mansa Musa's army was feared and respected by his enemies and allies, and it was a source of his security and expansion. His pilgrimage, Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca, was one of the most famous and extravagant journeys in history. He traveled with a caravan of 60,000 people, including 12,000 slaves, each carrying 4 pounds of gold. He also had 80 camels, each carrying 300 pounds of gold. He spent and gave away so much gold along the way that he disrupted the economy of the regions he passed through. He also impressed and influenced the rulers and people he met, and he established diplomatic and trade relations with them. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage was a demonstration of his faith and his fortune, and it made him famous and respected in the world. His legacy, Mansa Musa's legacy, was not only his wealth and power, but also his culture and civilization. He fostered the growth of education, art, literature, and law in his empire, and he made Timbuktu a hub of learning and culture. He also supported the spread of Islam and the development of mosques and schools throughout his empire and beyond. He also inspired generations of explorers, traders and scholars, who sought to discover and learn from his empire. Mansa Musa's legacy was a contribution to the history and humanity of the world. But that's not all. Mansa Musa also had some fascinating facts and stories that show how extraordinary he was. Here are some of them. He was the first African ruler to be widely known in Europe and the Middle East. His image appeared on maps, coins, and books. He was also mentioned by famous writers and historians, such as Ibn Battuta, Ibn Khaldun, and Leo Africanus. He was a patron of the arts and sciences, and he brought many talented people to his empire. One of them was Abu Ishaq al-Sahili, a poet and architect from Granada, who designed many buildings for Mansa Musa, including the famous Jingareba Mosque in Timbuktu. He was a generous and charitable ruler, who gave away a lot of his wealth to the poor and the needy. He also built wells, rest houses, and mosques along the trade routes, to help travelers and merchants. He also funded the construction of the University of Sankore, one of the oldest and most prestigious universities in Africa. He was a humble and pious ruler, who followed the teachings of Islam and respected other religions. He was known for his justice and fairness, and he treated his subjects and guests with kindness and dignity. He also sought to learn from other cultures and perspectives, and he welcomed dialogue and debate. So, there you have it. The amazing story of Mansa Musa, the richest man who ever lived, and how he lived a luxurious lifestyle like no other. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to comment below and let me know what you think of Mansa Musa and his lifestyle. And if you have any suggestions for future topics, feel free to let me know as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified of my future videos. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to do a gift card giveaway. Comment below and let us know which gift card you guys would be interested in. The rules are simple: you must like and comment every video and hit that subscribe button. And if you're already a loyal fan, thank you for your support. Stay tuned and stay luxurious. Till next time.